And all right, here we go. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hello, authentic. Hello, love. Hello, Chelsea. Hey, Diva. Hey, Lana. Hey everybody. All right, happy Wednesday. Hope y'all are doing good today. It is time for our weekly free live reading event, and we do this on Wednesday and Friday every week. So I'm just gonna make sure everything's good on this end. Yeah, everything's good over here. All right, cool. All right, I'm early. Thought I'd get on here early just because I had nothing else better to do. So I'm like, let me just get on here early. That's what I decided to do. Hey, I'm good. Thank you. I'm good, sweetheart. Thank you for asking. Yes, hello. Hey, Jennifer. Hello, Joanne. Hey, Karen. All right. So I'm gonna let more of y'all get in here. Hey, Stephanie. Hello. Yep. All right. So, as usual, so this is the free live reading event. I do this every Wednesday, every Friday, same time, same place. So just FYI. For those of you who are new, this is your chance to ask me whatever questions you want to ask me about. So for those of you on TikTok, if you want to ask me your questions, feel free to do so. I'm going to go through as many of them as I can. There's no charge. I know people are used to people on TikTok and psychics and mediums charging people. I don't charge. This is all free. This is all from my heart. So you don't have to send me money or anything if you don't want to. It's not required. That's just whatever. So, okay. So if you want to ask me about your life, what specifically do you want to ask me about? So you need to be specific with your question. Don't just be general or vague because I don't have time for that foolery. Whatever you want to know, I'm going to focus my attention on there and give you as much of a specific answer as I can. If you want to connect with the loved one in spirit, who do you want to connect to? And I'll try to connect to that individual and bring through any information that can help you to know that they are with you or to validate some of the signs that you're receiving. If you want to come on video with me, you can do so. And you can do that either through Instagram or through TikTok. So on TikTok, I also do videos as well. So if you're on Instagram, you got to click the little button right down here that has the little square with the plus in it. Click that, request to be a guest, and I will bring a few people on from Instagram. If you want to be on video on TikTok, I think there's the button right here. If I click that, I think it automatically is supposed to allow it. So yeah, so you can request to be a video guest. I think the button's right here if you're looking at it from TikTok, but it's the little infinity symbol or the two rings that are together. Click that and then you can request to be a guest. For a first part of our live today, I will do text version questions. So I'm looking at all the questions in the comment section and I'll go through some and pick some and start reading. If you want to connect, again, that's just for the first part of it. And then I'll start to get more into video so we can do video calls with people as well. And so we are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter, I believe. So we've got everything going simultaneously. So I'm just going to bounce around between the three places because I have the TikTok stuff here, I have the YouTube, the Instagram stuff here, and then I have all of the other stuff on this side over here. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of be bouncing around. What else do I need to tell you? If you want to know about me, more about what I do, if you want to look into my past predictions, public predictions, I make everything public. You can go to my website, fernandamarone.com. That's where I do that's where I post everything. So all of my podcasts, all of my articles, all of my free psychic training course for anybody who's actually interested in developing themselves. You can get there through my website. And then also all of my articles at medium.com. Everything is on there. So you can find whatever you want to find out about me on there as well. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go. Hey, Shannon. Hello. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Shannon, you want to come on real quick? Tell me if you want to come on real quick. I'll bring you on video just to kind of catch up with you and see what you've been up to. Because Shannon's a shaman, shamanic healer, and also an energy sensitive as well. So he's a channeler also. So he's definitely someone that I think he's probably no, I'm not in the mood. I'm not dressed up or nothing. So let's see. I don't see any answers, Shannon. I don't see any answers, and that's okay. Looking to see if Shannon, see if he pops on here. Yes, you want to come on? Okay, cool. Awesome. Request to come on real quick, and then we can bring you on for a few moments before I get started. Because I'm early anyway, so I have time. So it's not like I'm in a rush. Let me see how I gotta disconnect that. There we go. Gotta disconnect that. All right, let's see. Let's see. Tell me, let me know when you request, because I don't see you on here yet. I don't see the request yet, Shannon. He's on TikTok, so he's following me on TikTok. Requested, Shannon. Requested. All right, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. I'm gonna answer a few questions first before I get started. Let me go over here. Let me go over here because I want to make sure. I need to go on Instagram? I mean, you can try to go on Instagram. It should let you through TikTok. You have to click the two little like rings that look like it's like an infinity symbol, and then you have to request to do it through that. If not, then jump over to Instagram, and I'll bring you on through Instagram. Cindy, my readings are free. So anything on here, I do this twice a week, and it's all free. So there's no charge for this. I just do it because it's my agreement with God. All right, let me see. I'm gonna look and see. I know if he requested it or not. Okay, so I don't see it yet. That's okay. I'll wait for him over here. Let me jump around here and get some questions answered before I look for Shannon and see if. There you are. There.
Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Let me sit down
Hey.
a little bit. Marco
Hi,
has
sweetheart.
the,
How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Amazing. I'm about what now? 90 days from the stint. You know, our last video just put me in the hospital.
Oh no! Well, it was time. It was time to literally work through all of that.
I had to crystallize. It was fully crystallized in there. Whatever. When we started working on the broken heart, within in my chest, to where I had a 90% blockage in there, and I really had to make a decision whether I was staying or going in that moment. And I said, no, I want to stay. And then he was able to push through. The doctor had tried 4 times to try to push through it and wouldn't go. And Spirit asked me, do you want to stay or go? And I said, I want to stay. So I'm here. And actually,
awesome.
I'm really getting a lot of information, a lot of incredible things coming through. So
yeah. You were on my mind last week, actually. I was thinking about you last week, and I was like, let me reach out to Shannon. I should reach out to Shannon to see if he wants to come on and do another.
Oh, I got some.
Another
the cosmic beings has been chit-chatting and getting ready for all this stuff that's coming, and yes. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I call this year like the 12-step program year, where we are kind of getting our shit together. So I feel like that's what this year is.
Don't run. Turn around and sit down. Feel the beans.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where from far away, it feels scary, like the energy shifting and some of the stuff that just seems to be kind of showing up. It feels scary, but it's almost like, you know what it reminds me of? The Never-Ending Story. Do you remember the Never-Ending Story when he goes through the 3 gates? Okay. And then when he finally went through the last gate, because there was the first gate where it was more like just out of fear and feeling like you're being annihilated. Then there's the second gate where you have to face yourself. And then the third gate is where you have to kind of get the clarity and you get the wisdom that was gained from those experiences, and then you actually have to integrate it and incorporate it into the work you're going to do. So that's why that's where we're at. We're at the third gate of Never-Ending Story.
It's just like, okay, let's go through. We've already peaked a little bit, and now it's like, let's just go. And see what it's like. I mean, incredible. It's just incredible. And you know, when they show me stuff lately, it's so vivid and so clear. It's like, wow, this is what this is? Okay, I got it. This is my new gift. This is my new thing. It's like, okay. Incredible. And the other side is really talky. Just really, really talky.
Yeah.
They want to share. They want to talk to everybody.
They've been talking a bit too much.
They want to talk to everybody.
I know.
They're kind of like, why are they here listening? And I said, well, some people are just they're unsure. You know, they're just unsure of what's happening, and they're like you said, they went through and getting these gifts, these new things, or these new tools that are there for them, and they're really like, oh no, what do I do with them?
hmm Well, I'm noticing. I talked to a few people in the last few weeks where they're talking about
Yes.
having more psychic experiences or they're having more spiritual experiences, and like, what's suddenly kicking that off? And I'm like, well, a lot of people's energy is kind of vibrating at the same rate, so a lot of people are opening up in ways that they didn't realize they would, or they're having experiences that are leaving them so open because it was a trauma, but in the opening of that, it almost allows for more to come through, and so that's what's happening now is more is coming through because of this opening that has
Yes.
occurred for a lot of
Yes.
people.
And we're seeing that when Marco's holding the iPad.
Oh,
Marco's
he's over
there.
now.
He's
He's like,
there.
hey, Marco.
Yeah, we're gonna pick
Hey.
him up. We're gonna do some work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is really what happened. Especially going like I said, when I went into the hospital and come out, it was like, whoa, here's these new things. Here's
Yeah.
these. It's like it got fine tuned and turned on and more. And even working with people and seeing things, it's like it's their trauma, the things like you
Mm.
said. It's like wow, and we have a lot of people wanting house cleansings and things, but they're saying they're having a lot of
Mm-hmm.
spirits come and talk to them. And they're like, "Can you come clean my house?" There's spirits, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I think that's your guides. I
Yeah.
think that's your guides.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people always, I mean, whatever people don't know about, they get scared or they automatically assume
Yes.
it's like something bad or evil or
No.
negative. I'm like, no, it's just scary to you because you don't have
So we've
experience
been
with it.
going
It's
to
not a new
houses
thing for
and
you.
stuff and setting, and it's like, Marco, it's just their
Mm-hmm.
guides or their mom or dad or whoever's crossed over wanting to talk to
Mm-hmm.
them, and they're actually feeling them.
Mm-hmm.
And so, helping them understand what is going on and their experience. A lot of them are having great conversations with their parents on the other side, which has been amazing, to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, look. And, they're kind of trusting it. But yeah, when they're awakening, they're that remembering, and they're having yeah, they come and wake up, hey, people don't like it. Santa, come clean my
Mm-hmm.
house. There's ghosts in my house. Like,
hmm Yeah, I think when I think of you and the procedures that you had, I keep thinking of it in the way where your old heart wasn't sufficient enough to keep up with the workload or with the energy exchange, and so you were like, okay, we need a better heart, or we need a more functional heart to compensate for some of this
Marco would agree
change
with
and
that.
shift in energy that you're
Marco
going
Oh
to
would
be dealing
yeah.
with.
agree. He'll agree.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm Well, I need to get you on here again so we can do our one of our channeling sessions again, so we can see
Absolutely.
what they're wanting to
Oh,
talk
they have
about,
a
or
lot to
this time what
say.
they want to say. Yeah,
Yes. The
yeah,
cosmic beings, the
yeah.
cosmic
Well,
counselors are out
I'll,
there just ready to talk.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And I think that it's important for people to understand like what's to be expected or
Yeah.
what they can expect from themselves and their own changes as well. But I'm gonna message you, and we're gonna set up a day and
Absolutely.
a time and everything.
Ciao. Much love from
Love you.
Texas.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye,
It's
Marco.
going to be
Thank you.
freezing here. It's going to be those 70 degrees.
Yes, yes. Be prepared.
Ciao.
Be prepared. All right, baby. Bye. All right, awesome. All right, yeah. Shannon. For those of you who don't know who Shannon is one of those people where, when I don't know if y'all remember last week when I said that before, like people were asking, like I want, I was like going to all these psychics and mediums, waiting for them to tell me that I was a psychic or medium, so I could do it, and I never got that from people, and so I just decided, screw this, I'm just gonna be a psychic and a medium and just try it, and so then a year or two into my practice. I went to a event at the Edgar Casey Center in Houston, and Shannon was doing a drum circle, and he was doing a lot of healing for people. And there was no cost. He was just like, whatever love offering, if you want to offer love or whatever. So I went, and he started working on me, and he was just like, and he was looking at me, and he's like, you could tell he had that look on his face, like something's going on with you. And I'd never met him. He didn't know who I was. I was still kind of new in the industry, but he was like, do you do work with spirits? Do you like do what I do? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's what I do. And so it was funny. He was the first psychic or medium to pick up on that. like right when I started to do when I was doing in the beginning stages. So I always tell people like, yeah, I used to stop waiting for people to tell me to go and do it. I went and did it, and then people started picking up on it. He was the first one to pick up on it. So all right, so let's get started. I know some of you are like, Fernie, my readings. I'm coming. I'm coming. Just chill the hell out. Yeah, chill the hell out. All right, so let's go through here. I'm not going in any particular order, like I said. So I'm just going to bounce around here. Okay, Miss Lizzie, hey, Fernie, any messages from my mom? Yeah, so your mom, first of all, she keeps showing me a picture of a rose or kind of, I don't know if it's a picture or a coloring type of image of a rose. So, but it almost feels like it's art and not necessarily an actual rose. So I'm seeing something like this. So I don't know if you have a picture of a rose and then you connect that with mom, or if there's actually a drawing or a sketch of a rose that's connected to mom, but I'm seeing something like that. She also keeps acknowledging the 27th, so the 27th of a month may be significant. She also keeps, she's holding a baby in my hand, so either there's a baby that's been miscarried, lost, or terminated with her, or there's a baby that's been born that's on its way that she's letting you know about as well. She also keeps acknowledging. She makes me feel like this wasn't it wasn't easy for her, but it was not as bad as you might think. So it might have been not been as painful as you might have been thinking, because she says she felt a little loopy, or somehow she felt a little confused in her head when this was happening. So she's making me feel that way as well. But she's okay. She's with you, sweetheart. Also, she is making a symbol of cross. I don't know if you have a rosary or a cross necklace that is connected to her, but I'm seeing that symbol. So that might be actually she's doing bendiciones, which is what my mom does usually. Whenever she's trying to bless me, they do bendiciones. So she's like blessing you is what she's doing that. Okay. Um, Jennifer Handlin. Hey, can I connect to with my mom? Yeah, with mom. Also, I keep seeing a swing thing. So I don't know if there's a picture of you and mom where you're in a swing and she's acknowledging this picture being significant or important, or you recently took a picture where you were either with a swing or next to a swing and something was in the picture that she's trying to acknowledge. It also keeps acknowledging the 17th. So the 17th of a month may be significant. She's also acknowledging the 11th as well. So the 11th of a month or in the month of November may be connected as well, because she's making reference to that. She's also making reference to, thank you. There might be a picture of mom, and I feel like she's either got a cap or a hat on, and I almost feel like I'm next to the beach or next to a pool. And so it's almost like it would definitely feel like it's kind of a sunny thing. She might even have glasses on, I think, when she took this picture. You know what I'm reminded of when I think of this? I'm reminded of A League of Their Own. So I don't know if you know that movie, A League of Their Own, with Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell and like Gina Davis. It's sort of like a movie. It's about a female baseball team, but she's showing me that. So I don't know if she's trying to make reference to something connected to the League of Their Own, a character, or she's actually talking about just herself. And then there's something she's trying to make, she's trying to tie in for me, and I'm just not catching it. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you. She is doing this, so she is acknowledging a baby. So there might be a baby that came in since after her passing that she's wanting to let you know about, or she's acknowledging there might be another baby or another member coming into the family soon, because I almost feel like she's kind of doubling up on this. So there might actually be more than one baby that she's acknowledging, but I want to say these are coming in. So there might be babies coming into the family that she's trying to acknowledge or make reference to as well. She did show up in your dream, by the way. So you might not have understood her or gotten everything she was trying to communicate across, but I do feel like she did come through in a dream. She's just trying to let you know she's with you and that she was excited. Trina Gwen. Hi, Fernie. Is nursing a good career path for me? That is your decision. However, I feel like it is the beginning of a two-stage process. I feel like you would do it, and then after 2 or 3 years, you would actually decide that you want to take it to the next level, and then you would go into more like nurse practitioner or go and work for yeah, go and work more closely with like a one-on-one with a physician versus being in like a hospital setting. So I feel like you would do it, and then like 2 to 3 years, and then after that, I feel like you would go start getting prepped for the next level of it as well. Okay, let's go over here. Lady Danielle, will I ever hear from Jim again? I don't feel confident about you reconnecting in any meaningful way. I do think that there might be an opportunity to know more about Jim or to kind of catch up, but I don't feel like it's communication. I feel like it's just you seeing something. So I'm going to say probably not, just because I'm thinking it's more like I'm seeing versus interacting or engaging. So I'm thinking that that's probably going to be no. Okay. The only charisma. Hi, anything from my dad? Yeah. A couple of things. One is he's putting his hand over his mouth whenever someone does that. It usually means didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or I kept some things to myself, or didn't share everything. So either he didn't disclose everything that was going on, or didn't discuss it, or you just weren't there to be able to say goodbye. But there's a reference there. He also is acknowledging. He showed me my birthday, which is May, so he's making reference to the month of May as being significant, or the 5th of a month as being significant. So just FYI as well. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. It's interesting because he's showing me it's for because I know it's. I'm seeing him. I'm seeing you, and I'm seeing another female. So I don't know if you have a sister he's wanting to make reference to, or if there's another female connected to you that he wants to like pull into the conversation. But it almost reminds me of whenever someone has like a sister or there's another younger girl, because I'm almost seeing that. So there's a reference there. I'm smelling smoke. I wonder, I don't know. Normally when I smell smoke, I assume that that means that the person was a smoker, but I kind of feel like I want to splinter that off because there might be another male with him that I want to say is more of this. Okay, wait a minute. So one has heart issues, the other one had a lung related issue. So you've got two males around you. One of them had a heart. I don't know which one the father is, but then there's the other male that had a lung related inflammation, or they may have actually had a lung collapse on them, because I almost feel like one of the lungs feels like it's like collapsing in on itself, or it's having difficulty sustaining or keeping up with oxygen. That person might not have passed too long ago, just FYI, because I'm almost getting a whole COVID vibe with that person versus the heart person. So I kind of want to go in that direction with that as well. Your dad set off your alarm, by the way. So any alarms going off in your house without anything triggering them is your dad. MK12369. Hi, Ferny. Any messages from my guides? Do you feel baby energy around me? Thank you. I do see baby energy around you, but it may not be for you. I kind of feel like you might have a family member or someone else close to you actually get pregnant or be dealing with it, have a baby coming in later this year. For you, I would say it might be another year and a half before you see baby energy. Okay. Mm, uh, but Patria Ortiz, I think I said Patty. Will Lenny and I be in a relationship? I kind of feel like they're not really available, or they may not be 100% like clear about their situation. So either they might still be involved with somebody, or they're not 100% available. So you might be kind of teetering on somebody else's turf. So just FYI, because I'm not thinking that it will lead to a relationship. I mean, have fun, flirt, do whatever you feel comfortable with, but I kind of feel like they're not 100% available. Do22 Daisy, will I get a better job opportunity soon? I'm not seeing a job change right this minute. I do think that in July you might actually take on a second job or have an additional job. So you might still stick with the same job, but then around like July you might have an additional job that might pay you some extra money, and that may actually make you feel a little bit better about things. I'm not seeing any major job change at this time though. If you were going to change jobs, I probably wouldn't put that into maybe 2020. Well, because I don't think you're changing jobs next year either. If you're going to change jobs, I would say it's probably not going to be to 2024, which is a long time. But I think the reason why is because you might go into a program or you might get some additional training or certification next year, which would lead you into the 2024 job. So I'm thinking you probably won't see a job change until maybe 2024, but it's because you're going and getting specialized training that might prep you for that next year. Okay. Cindy, go ahead and ask your question. So with my readings, just ask your specific question so I can like get to it. Just because doing 4 readings, I don't have enough time to do 4 readings. That would be like a 30-minute process, and so we don't want to like we don't want to just focus on one person for that long. I kind of want to limit my attention to each person, so that way a lot more people get an opportunity to ask a question. Let me jump over here. Oh, that's good. Stephanie, hi, Ferny. I think my guides are trying to give me a message. Had a very strange stream the other day, and I'm seeing lots of repeating numbers. Yeah, I think this specifically, Stephanie, has to do with work or career opportunities coming your way, where you might get an opportunity to really work on a project or something that you're really going to get a kick out of your norm, but I don't think it would be something that you would necessarily decline or, feel bad about. So I kind of feel like it's just an extra something coming your way. I also feel that financially you might actually see an uptick in the next 2 or 3 months. So you might see that going up as well. So energetically, you are lining up. Now, granted, people don't mistaken what alignment means. A lot of people think alignment means that I'm going to align with perfect circumstances and situations and everything's going to go as well. No, it means that you're where you're supposed to be in your life right now, and what you're experiencing or going through is what you're supposed to be going through, regardless of whether it's positive or negative. That's what alignment means. And so there are things we are meant to go through that are not good experiences or fun experiences in life, because it's for the purpose of our soul's development. But yes, I do think that you're where you're supposed to be at right now. Franklin, hey Fernie, is King my soulmate and do you see a marriage? I don't think the King is your soulmate. I actually think that that's a karmic connection. People are really like caught up on the soulmate business. Most people do not experience a soulmate in a lifetime. It would actually, that's like an intentional experience to have a soulmate in a lifetime. So most people don't experience a soulmate. They usually will experience like a karmic connection, which is someone that you've had a past life with, or you have some past life associations with, or it has to do with, for me, the idea of soulmate and twin flame, I hate those two words because I feel like they've ruined people's lives. So you will have a significant other that I think you'll be satisfied with, but I'm not thinking it's King. I'm thinking that King is just a karmic connection, someone that you're still working through karmic stuff with from a prior lifetime. In that prior lifetime, though, y'all may have actually been siblings, and y'all may have been abandoned by your parents or by family, and so in that lifetime, you had to depend on each other a whole lot more. And at some point, one of you actually ended up moving on with your life. The other one just kind of never really did anything more. So there's some, let's call it unresolved karmic business that is being worked out in this lifetime. So y'all may just be with each other or have a relationship with each other for some time until you're done with that karmic resolution. Okay. Yeah, Shabby 35. Hi, Fernie. I've been worried about my husband's health. We've been to several doctors and haven't had any answers as of yet. Do you see anything we need to focus on? Thanks. There's two areas that I want y'all to pay attention to. I do want y'all to have his heart checked, or I don't know if it's the heart or the arteries leading to the heart. The way I want to describe it, because as soon as I'm thinking of this, I'm seeing his heart, but I'm seeing the impulses going to the heart. I guess you could consider that to be an artery, but I'm almost thinking more electrical impulses. I feel like there might be some impulses that are interacting with the heart where something seems to be throwing something off a little bit. That's one thing to be aware of, even if that's not the main symptom that y'all are talking about, but that's something just to keep an eye on. So if he starts having palpitations or whatever, I would just still check it just to be on the safe side. But I also feel like his endocrine system seems a little bit off as well, where it almost feels like his either his prostate or his pancreas feels off to me. Something feels off to me with that system, and I feel like it's affecting the rest of the system as well. So y'all may need to check in that as well. You know what it reminds me of? So I have an aunt who, she was having issues with she was having issues with her thyroid, and she thought it was her thyroid because these issues started happening right after they changed her medication. But when she went to check her thyroid and she did the test, everything came back fine. But she kept saying it was her thyroid, and we're like, no, but it was all psychological that was going on with her. And so she kept thinking it was a thyroid, and the test came coming back fine. Finally, she went to her old doctor, who did the same series of tests, but looked a little more thoroughly into her system, and some levels were slightly off. Not enough to trigger like her to be worried, but they were slightly off. So she just decided to put her on her old medication, and it fixed everything and all her symptoms went away. So it was her thyroid. So it just was not, it's like some people, even if their levels are normal, everybody's different. And some people's bodies, normal may not actually be good enough for them because they may be that sensitive. And I feel like with your husband, that's part of the issue, is that what they're looking is they're basing him on a standard normal level. But even if it's slightly elevated or whatever, it's enough that it's throwing his system out of whack. So those are the two areas to pay attention to. Okay. Is my opinion. Of course, you should follow up with a doctor because I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but I can tell you those are the two areas that I would be aware of. Well, thank you for reminding me because I just totally remember me. Everybody, guys, by the way, I always say this before I do any people's readings. My statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you decide to take in your life, y'all are 100% responsible and liable for those. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, you should always consult with a licensed professional. People always think that we psychics know everything and see everything. We do not. We sense things, and I am not a specialist in every single area of life. I only sense things. That's my area of specialty, and then also spiritual teaching and the paranormal, I guess you can say, or supernatural stuff. Those are my areas of specialty. So sometimes when someone says, how can I get my husband, how can I get my ex to agree to this legal thing? I'm like, ask your attorney. I don't know. Ask your attorney. I don't know how to control your husband. So you might want to ask your attorney. He might have a better idea of how to get him to agree to something. Vitaquino 1332. Does my twin sister Angelica that passed 3 years ago have any messages for me? Yeah, the first thing she's showing me is I'm seeing wings. So either there is an image of her with wings that you may have, or there's a wing image or piece of jewelry that is connected to her, because they keep seeing wings. And so when I first thought of it, I thought of, how some people will go to those places where there's wings on the wall and then they'll take a picture in the middle of it. That's the first thing that I thought of, but it may also just be a wing that's connected to her that is some piece of jewelry. So just FYI with that. She's doing this, so there might actually be a birthstone ring or a colored stone that may be a piece of jewelry or a ring that's connected to her as well, that she's making reference to. She's also showing me the number 5, so the 5th of either, is it 5 or 15? I'm thinking 15, so I'm going to go with 15. So the 15th of a month may be significant as well, because I'm seeing that 5, but then I saw a 1 put in front of it. So I'm thinking that's what she's referring to, or January the 5th is connected. So there's a reference there as well. She's also she's writing something out. I don't know if you have her old diaries, or if y'all have journals that y'all used to do when y'all were little, or stuff like that. It's almost like rewriting. It's almost like if I have a journal and you have a journal, and I write in it and then you write in it, but sometimes it's almost like writing to each other. It's a weird thing like that, because she's showing me something like this that might be significant or maybe connected as well. That's the only thing that I can think of. Or you still have the communication between the two of you, but it's in written form, because I'm almost seeing it in a written form as well. The only other thing that I can think of is if you were in school and y'all would pass notes to each other, and you still have the notes y'all pass to each other. That's the only thing that I can think of that would possibly fit that as well. Okay. Yeah, I can interpret dreams. You just gotta describe the dream, because I can take a look at it. Dreams are so significant, and people are obsessed with dream guides or dream dictionaries. I don't use dream. I rarely use those. I only use those if there's more meaning behind it, that I need to look at a spiritual significance of something. But usually everything is personalized when it comes to a dream. So. Lucero, hi Ferny, do you see me getting into grad school? Thanks. Yes, I do see you getting into grad school. You might have to try twice, or you might miss a deadline. Is it that? Because I kind of feel like you might have more than one school you're going to look into, but I'm going to say you might either miss the first deadline and you have to do it again, or you just might have to wait for a second semester or the next semester to get in, just because of the timing of it, if that makes any sense. Okay, but I would say yes, I do think you'll get into grad school. People in the soulmate word. Franklin Joneses, hey Ferny, do you think I am wasting my time with this Leo? Is he my soulmate? No, I don't think he's your soulmate. I wouldn't say you're wasting your time. I just think that you're seeing more than what you want than what is there. In other words, if I'm starving to death and I see a crumb on the floor, it's going to look like the tastiest thing I've ever had. And that's what I feel you're feeling towards this person. I feel like you're kind of seeing them for way more than they actually are or are able to offer you. And so you may need to like pull it back a little bit, kind of bring that, I would say, desperation or that need for this kind of connection down a little bit, kind of try to learn to make yourself more happy by yourself and be more self-fulfilled. And then you just take this. I wouldn't buy too much into it. J. G.J. Burks. Am I being scammed by Owen? And if so, what about a local interest, Patrick? I wouldn't say scam, but I definitely don't think that this person has your best interest at heart, and I would call them an opportunist. Person who's an opportunist just takes advantage of the situations, and they don't really feel the need to, like, resolve it or to make it right. So what I would say is keep your eyes open for that, and honestly, like, I think that you're too trusting sometimes, and you need to work on that because this has happened before. You've been screwed over before this way, so you got to work on that. The local interest, Patrick. I would say with Patrick, I think it'd be a good connection as far as friendship, maybe even friends with benefits. I just don't feel as if this would be like a significant relationship or a significant connection in that way. Okay. Larissa Love. Hi, Ferny. I'd like to connect with my father-in-law who recently passed. Thank you. Yeah. With your father-in-law, the first thing, first of all, I'm feeling a lot of coughing and a lot of hacking. So I don't know if he was having difficulty with his respiration or it was just like getting stuck in his like stuff here because I'm kind of feeling that hacking or coughing vibe. He also keeps pointing to the heart. So I want to say that his heart played a factor in his passing. I also feel, thank you. You know what I'm reminded of is like whenever someone's blood pressure is not able to be regulated or the blood pressure drops and then it starts to trigger a crash in the system. It's how I want to describe his situation because it's making me feel this way. He's doing this, so there might be something like a watch or a bracelet that you may associate with him or you may connect to him because that's the way I want to describe it is something that goes around the wrist. He also keeps acknowledging, I don't know if you have two swords that are connected to him or that there's, for example, so I have a uncle, he used to have in his home, he used to have like the coat of arms shield and then two swords that go across it. So I don't know if you have two swords that you associate with him or if there's like a coat of arms or a symbol like that that you associate with him as well. He's also doing this, so y'all may have a cap or a hat that is connected to him that he's trying to make reference to also, okay? Let's go here. Time is it? It's okay. It's a good time. So Michelle Malay, Michelle, anything from my guides? Yeah. With your spirit guides, the main guide's name. I keep seeing think of like a Josephine. I wonder if this is a guide or this is like a family member because it almost feels family-like. But it's like a J female, like a Josephine or Joanna sounding name, because that's how it comes across. I want to say this is something like a friend or a family member. This may not actually be a guide. There's a female connected to you. I this past. There's a Joanna sounding name connected to them. So either that's their name or that's how they're connected to you. I also feel more of a cancer vibe. So they either might have had cancer or a type of condition that was affecting them as well. I'm also seeing the 7th. So the 7th of a month may be significant, like the month of July or the 7th of a month. Delaney, Delani. There's like another. I don't know if that's a first name or a last name, but there's another name attached to them as well. So I want to put all that together because I feel like it's all somehow connected to you. But I'm not thinking that's your guide. I'm thinking that's just this person in spirit. Your guides want you to stop worrying so much because you worry too much about other people, and you kind of need to focus on your own happiness because that might actually be keeping you from feeling more content or satisfied with your life. So you might need to pay more attention to your own needs and ask people for what you need instead of assuming that they're going to be there for you or that they're going to step in for you. You may need to ask, because sometimes asking is the best way to get what you need. Thank you. Yeah, I have to speak. Lorena's like, "Why you speak so fast?" I have to speak fast because so much information comes through. You should see my very first like video reading that I did like 7, 8 years ago. It's recorded. One day I'm gonna like post it because I'm like I'm with the tarot cards and I'm like, and I'm like, it's like taking forever, and I get impatient with myself because I'm like, just spit it out, boy. Just like get it out. Why are you holding back? Don't hold back. Just spit it out, because it don't make sense when you just spit it out. So now I have to speak so fast because there's so much that comes through, and I have to get through it as much as possible. I hate going to readings or people who go to a psychic or a medium, and that psychic or medium spends like 45 minutes talking about the exact same issue over and over and over again, and they don't really give you any details or any real information that's useful. I hate that. And so, box to the left. Okay, let's see. Bring somebody on. Let's bring somebody on, shall we? Let's see. Over here. By the way, guys, if you want to request to be video with me on TikTok, go ahead and click the little button that's got the like 2 rings, because that's how I pick who's going to come on. And so that's the way to do it. So for those of y'all who are cool with that, get on here and request to be a video. There we go. See, we've got people requesting now. So I want to make sure. Here we go. Hello. Hi.
Oh, I don't know why it's not come up, but hello, hi, are you okay?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing, sweetheart?
I'm okay, thank you.
Excellent.
I'm just a bit worried. I'm just a bit worried about my health at the moment. They're looking into maybe possibly a thyroid or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not too sure what it is, because I've been having quite a lot of dizzy spells, heart palpitations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm quite anxious anyway.
Yeah, I do think the thyroid is playing a factor there, but I also feel, thank you. I almost feel like some of this might qualify under a blood pressure condition. So some of it is thyroid, some of it is a blood pressure condition, but I feel like it's not happening all the time. It's only happening. Why is it happening? You know what? I kind of feel like something you're consuming or something you're taking into your system, you might be having an adverse reaction to, or you might be allergic to. So you might.
Do you know what? I'm really good because, like, I don't do caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do. You know, I'm a vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a vegetarian. I'm very careful. I don't do fizzy drinks. I only drink water.
Yeah.
Honey, lemon.
Do you drink? Do you take any supplements?
No.
Okay.
I just eat healthily. I eat fruit and veg and stuff.
Okay. There's something, I feel like there's something you're getting into your system that I feel like your body is reacting to or is having a response to. And it's kind of kicking off a response. It's almost like the body reacting to something as if it's an invader, even though it's not technically like something that you would have an allergy to, but it feels like your body's reacting or responding to something as if it is. And I think part of this has to do with the fact that your hormones are changing. Because your hormones are changing, some of your sensitivities are becoming more prominent than you may have had before. So that's why I'm thinking it's something you're getting into your system.
I think maybe it's to do with my hormones. I mean, God, I think I've been going through the woman's change probably for about 20 odd years, because I used to be stripped to be very young. I used to be stripped to be very, very young.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think it's your hormones are changing, but I think it's triggering this in conjunction with your body becoming more sensitive to something. And I'm thinking that's what it is.
So could the thyroid do that?
The thyroid could, yeah, the thyroid does have an effect on the system in this way. But I feel like it's just one part of the puzzle, because I feel like you can get your thyroid in check, but I feel that there's something else that's still getting, no, there's something else. Do you use any essential oils or anything that's like holistic that is not, that you use in your system or you take into your system?
No, just
something
normal, like honey, lemon, ginger,
okay,
turmeric,
do you,
that kind of thing.
Are these all completely fresh, or is some of this like condensed, or what is it called? Where it's concentrated?
No, it's all fresh, organic.
Okay, yeah, I'm still thinking it's something in your system. So what I would say is this.
You know what it might be? I drink a lot of bottled water, loads.
I mean, well, your sodium will get thrown off, because if you don't have enough sodium in your system, it starts to create issues. I just feel, no, I think.
Don't use salt.
I mean, yeah, no, I think here's what I would say. Pay attention. I would still get your thyroid check because I think your thyroid is contributing to it because your hormones are changing. But I feel like it's making you sensitive to something you're ingesting that under normal circumstances you wouldn't normally have a response to. But because your body is changing, your sensitivity levels are changing. I feel like this is something that is kind of responding to your system. The way I would describe it, for example, my partner, he's been able to eat, you know, shellfish, tuna fish, never had an issue with that. And then like 10 years later, he started having these weird reactions to shellfish and tuna fish, never had issues to it before. And so I feel like it's something that's naturally getting to your system that you're just having more of a reaction to. So pay attention to your.
Could it be honey?
I mean,
Because I've been having like really shaky episodes, really shaky. When I eat something sweet,
yeah,
it goes.
Okay.
So I don't know whether I don't feel like it's diabetes but I don't know. It's kind of that feeling like I get really shaky. I don't know why.
Yeah. What I would say is pay attention to your body. Pay attention to the way you feel after you eat honey. Because if it is the honey, you might need to change the brand because some honeys are processed differently than others. Sometimes they're whole. Yeah, and it might just be something that you're just responding or reacting to. I just don't feel it's as serious as you may be worried about, but I do think that the hormones are playing a part, but I think it's something that you're ingesting. So just pay attention to what you eat when you start to feel that way, and then that may actually make the difference.
Is there any message from our guides at all? Because I've been asking for specific things.
So as far as your guides are concerned, do you know the name of your guide, your main guide?
No.
Okay, so the name of your main guide, I want to say, is Pilar, Pilar. It's a male, and I believe his name is Pilar. Or Pilar is how I want to say it because I feel like it's got like an accent to it. And I believe that's your main guide. There is an opportunity for you to spend more time in a different setting near the ocean that you might have an opportunity to go to or visit to in this coming year. And it's almost like take advantage of it because it may actually shift a bunch of energy in you that needs to be shifted. All right, love.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. All right, so go close here. I don't know what happened over here with YouTube and Facebook and all that, but everything just stopped. So I don't know what that's about. So hey guys, I'm back on Instagram. I'm back on YouTube and Facebook. So if you want to come on there, come on, get in there and put your questions again because I lost all those questions that were asked there. See, this is why I like. This is why I don't. Okay, let me go over here. Let me bring somebody else on over here. Let's go here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so let me cancel that. So, hey, Lainey, I remember you from last week. Let me see if you can come on here. Let's see, because I remember you tried to come on and that didn't work out. So let's try it this week. Let's see. I remember. Did we connect? Oh. Did we connect? Did we connect? Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Hi, Mama. Wait, you were trying to connect with me last week, right? And we were having all those issues. Yeah. I'm here now. I'm here now.
So I have a negative attachment, and I've gone to a few people that have removed it, and it just keeps returning.
Because it's not an attachment.
Because it's not an
attachment. So how do I don't know what I like because I'm always. I just feel lost. I don't know what to do.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. The attachment is never going to leave you. It will be with you for the rest of your life because it's not an attachment. It's an aspect of your own psyche. You as a person, in other words, you as a person, you're an energy person inside of a physical body. And as an energy person, you will have like sensitivities or you will have responses to experiences, etc. And so if you don't have a way of coping with things properly, what happens is it builds inside of you as an additional energy to you. And so if you don't find a way to release that energy, it will just become a separate, essentially, entity than you. But it's still going to be attached to you because it's you coming out of you. So it's a version of you that you're not having the easiest time dealing with. And it's because you're not coping and handling your energy right. So if you want to get rid of that thing, you have to start to feel better about your life. You have to work on yourself. You have to start to get to a mental place where you're not responding and reacting to things in the same way. That's what's happening. So you can go to like thousands of people. They can all say, oh, you're all fixed up, you're gone. Not until you fix yourself. It's almost like, Ferny, every time I go outside and I play in mud and I get dirty, like, why do I keep getting dirty? What can I do? Like, every person that I go to, they clean my laundry, but every time I go back outside and they get dirty, like, it's like I'm dirty again. I'm like, because you're playing in the mud, so stop playing in the mud. So you energetically need to start dealing with things differently than how you've been dealing with.
Okay.
Also, some of this is due to a trauma you experienced in childhood, but that's a little more personal that I don't want to go into. But there's some stuff there that you still need to work through that you probably should work through with like a hypnotherapist, because she can help you like go back and get to that point where that started, and then you splinter it off into separate versions of yourself.
Okay.
That'll help you.
Okay, I have to find someone then.
Yeah, there's
I'm in Washington State.
Okay, just go online, type in the Google, type in like hypnotherapy, and then look for anybody in the area who might be like have good reviews. I also have a woman that I go to who's like my go-to person. Her name is Suvani. SuvaniYoga.com is who I go to, but she might be able to help you also.
Do you think you can like send me the name? Just I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, just Suvani. Suvani.
Okay,
Yoga.
I'll look it up. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome,
much.
Mama. All right, sweetheart. Take care. All right, going over here. Yeah, I heard the echo too, y'all. There's nothing I could do about it. So I don't know what was causing that. Let's see. Olivia, will I reach my athletic goals before May? I actually think you'll get pretty close to your goals by April. So you may not even have to wait till May. You might actually get pretty close. Be careful with your knee, because there is a little bit of, I don't feel like your knee is as strong as you would hope it would be, and you might start to cause some damage. So if you start hearing a clicking sound, or if you start feeling more achiness with it, make sure your knee is supported. Go get your knee checked, because if not, you don't want to hurt yourself and then you end up messing it up. Okay? Let's go here. Let's bring somebody else on. Anybody on TikTok want to come on? I'm looking at the video. There we go. Let's see. Okay, let's go, Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hi.
Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
I miss you so much.
Oh.
Just to like see your face and talk to you. I'm on your lives obviously every day.
Oh. Well, thank you for that.
Let me go somewhere where it's not so loud.
Okay.
Wrong way. I didn't think I was gonna get picked.
Oh.
I always try. Every time I have hope, you know.
Oh.
So hold on. Take my positive affirmations. I'm trying to always hope for the best. But everyone that's listening, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of
That's fine.
I'm trying not to look like I'm a crazy person.
You're fine, Mama. Well, what do you want to ask me about? Because you'll get there. What do you want to ask me about?
So, okay. So last time you were able to connect with my dad, and by the way, I went back and I looked at what you said, and you were so accurate about my grandfather. So being on the boat and all those things with my grandfather, which was my dad's dad, that I never got a chance to meet. So everything just made so much sense. You were so correct. You have this amazing gift.
Aww.
And I know you say it's not really a gift, but it really is. You help so many people every day, and I'm out of breath, but hold on. Here goes. Okay.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
So if you could please connect with my dad.
Okay, with your dad? Yeah. The first thing I want to thank you. Since your dad passed, has there been a marriage or an engagement? Oh, did you hear me? Did you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, you're fine.
Because
No, you're fine. Yeah. Since your dad passed, you know if there was an engagement or a wedding? Since your dad passed, has there been an engagement or a wedding?
No.
Okay.
Neither.
Here's
I'm not dating anybody.
No, that's okay. Here's what I'm saying, because I'm seeing like what I'm reminded of whenever someone gets engaged or there's a wedding. So either there's been a recent announcement in the family where someone's getting married or getting engaged, or he's trying to acknowledge a engagement or a wedding that may be soon appearing, because he's like pointing. I was seeing a ring, so automatically that could mean like ring, but I actually was seeing more of it in the form of like a marriage or an engagement. So that's why I was thinking about that. So there's a reference there. So what I would say is, if you don't know what this is yet, just FYI, there might be something coming up that you're not aware of yet, that he's trying to, hey, this is coming, so just FYI with that. He also keeps acknowledging the 27th. Do you know the 27th of a month is connected?
The 29th is my nephew's birthday. He just turned 1.
No, that's not it. It's the 27th. It's got to be the 27th. So it's either February the 7th or the 27th of a month. So he's acknowledging that 27 is being significant. He just did something interesting. What he did was he split himself in two, and I'm like, what do you mean? What does it mean? So he split himself in two. Question, do you know there was two sides to your dad, or there was two parts to him, and people didn't really know the one side of him, they only knew the other side of him that he kind of showed people?
He was the nicest, kindest person to everybody.
This might be somebody else then, because I'm like getting it very specifically. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Let's open it up for a second, because I know you want to talk to your dad, but let me open it up, because there might be somebody else that I need to acknowledge here. So I've got a person, I want to say this is a male. I'm getting kind of like a split personality. So either this is someone who was not the healthiest in their life, or they had this split persona where people saw one side of them, but then there was this other side of them as well. I also feel the 27th of a month is significant to them. I also feel like this individual, they are darker skin, because I'm seeing darker features and darker skin. So there's a darker coloring to this individual as well. I also feel like this person might have contributed to their own passing, or may have actually caused their own demise. So I want to say that this is somebody else. I'm thinking this is somebody else, because I don't think this is your dad. Do you know of a male in spirit who maybe caused his own passing, or put himself in the situation that caused his own passing? He kind of had two separate personalities. He wasn't the most healthiest person to have to deal with. He could be a little aggressive. I almost feel like he was like physically aggressive, because this is how this person is coming across to me. I also feel, thank you, he's acknowledging that 27 connection. Do you know of a male who's passed that has all that connected?
Okay. I can't, but I do have a lot of family over there. I think you had told me one time.
This is not a family member.
This
is not a family member.
Okay.
This is like the boyfriend of a friend, or the boyfriend of a like female relative. So I want to say this is like the boyfriend or the male connected to a female person that you're connected to. So do you know of a female who went through a really rough time with someone that they were in a relationship with or involved with, and they kind of have all these pieces together?
I can't think of anybody right now. It sounds like somebody.
Is there a Jacqueline or Jackie or Jack or Jacqueline sounding name connected?
No.
Jackie. Do you know anyone
I'll definitely look into it.
Do you know anyone who worked or did work connected to a museum? Okay, that's okay. Here's what I'm saying. All these pieces go together, so they're all somehow connected. The reason why I think this male is trying to come forward is because I almost feel like this male did a number on the person that they were with, and they need to apologize to this person, and somehow you're connected to this person. So it's almost like someone who just was kind of nuts. They were not the healthiest person. They did a lot of crazy things. They had like a split personality where they showed one part of themselves to people, but then they had this other side of them that people didn't see that was kind of behind the scenes. there's a connection to working for a museum or being involved with like an organization like a museum that was connected to either this person or the person that's connected to you. But that's how I would tie all that in, because all of that fits together as like one piece. Like I said, I feel like this person either caused their own passing or they killed themselves. And that's how I want to describe it. But it's somehow connected to you in that way. So when you figure out which female this is for, to let the person know that this person is so sorry because they really did a number on them. And the Jackie sounding name is connected as well. So all of that is tied in together. So that's okay. So now let me push that to the side. Let me assume you'll figure that out and figure out who that is. Okay, let me come back to your dad. Okay, with your dad, that ring and that engagement would tie into that same people as well. Because I almost feel like they either were engaged or there's a ring association between the two of them. That's how I want to tie them. Okay. Got it. Push it to the side. Let me get back to you. Okay, dad. First thing with your dad, do you have any pictures of you and your dad on rides or on a train?
No.
Okay.
But my profile pic is me and him.
Profile pic?
I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. I'll say hi.
Oh, that's
and then,
yeah, it's fine. I would just assume. I just assume. But anyways, there's a picture. He's talking about a picture, but I feel like it's either on a ride or there's a train, because I feel like I'm seeing like a ride, but I'm almost reminded of a train track. So there's a picture that he's making me aware of, or a picture.
Oh, there is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you know,
okay, we're at.
Proud of you. This like thing's going off here. He's acknowledging being proud of you. He also says thank you. Do you know there's also a reference to the month of November, or the 11th of a month?
12/11 was my mom's birthday.
Okay.
And
So,
it was her. Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, 12/11. Yeah.
Got it. Because he's acknowledging that significance there, so he's making reference to that. He also keeps showing me a heart. Do you know? A heart can mean a couple of things. Sometimes a heart's a piece of jewelry. Sometimes a heart's like an actual heart. Do you know if your dad's heart was having some problems or there was some issues there?
Sorry, it's echoing.
Yeah, that's okay.
So it's yeah.
Yeah. Do you know there's a heart? If there was a heart issue with your dad, or there was some issues going on, or there's a heart reference to your dad?
So my mom had a heart attack the day he passed away.
So here's what's up. Is your mom passed also?
She's in bad health.
Okay.
Sorry?
This is where I think he's trying to go with this. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. I think your dad wants your mom to be very careful with her heart and to be very careful with her care, because she's kind of not, and she's like letting it slip, and he's like not giving her permission to go anywhere, because he says that she has a lot to look forward to and it's not time yet. So he's kind of getting on her butt about it. So he's making reference to that. He also says thank you. Did she not follow up with the doctor the last time she went in?
So she actually ended up losing insurance when he passed. They were together, and so she doesn't have insurance anymore. She can't go to the doctor. It's really bad right now.
Okay.
With that going on, but she's not doing well. And
Here's what I'm going to say. There are ways around this, even though you may not have insurance. Sometimes there are ways around this, but he's wanting her to like follow up with the doctor, because there's something there that can be addressed that would resolve this issue for her. She's also almost reminded of Shannon, where he had an artery was like crystallized. So there's something going on there that might be contributing to this. She probably needs a stent. That's probably what's going on with that, and so she probably needs to go and get. So that's probably where, and that they'll probably affirm that with her. He also keeps thank you. He's giving her flowers. So do you know we're within 30 days of an anniversary or birthday?
So her anniversary, or their anniversary, was one day before her birthday.
Okay. So he's.
So 12/10 was their 43rd.
Oh, it was last month. Okay.
Wedding.
Oh, yeah. That's not too long. Yeah. So he's probably just acknowledging that anniversary date since we're so close to that. Yeah. So he's just handing her flowers with the anniversary. So he's just acknowledging that as well. He's so gentle, because he's coming across really gentle with mom. So it almost like he's really wanting to be very gentle with her. So he's just coming across in this way. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if someone got him a shirt or has something that says World's Best Dad? Because I'm almost seeing something that reminds me of that.
Yep. We have mugs for him, shirts for him.
Yeah. So he's acknowledging the shirt that says like World's Best Dad. So he's making reference to that as well. he also makes me feel you may audibly hear him as if he were in another room, or as if he's in the house, because he says he's like made sounds to get your attention, but it's almost like audibly hearing him with his voice, or coughing, because he's acknowledging that as well. He also makes me feel, thank you, he says it was his time to go. So he says it was his time to go, and that nothing could have really been done to prevent this. However, it would have just been delayed and turned into this longer enduring issue. And that's the way he's making me feel about it. Question, do you know if he was also having difficulty in his lower digestive system or near the prostate area?
Yes, he was having ulcers. And when he got COVID, I gave him COVID. That's why I feel so guilty. He had to go to the hospital, and they tried to do a surgery to help fix the ulcers. He ended up being on a ventilator, and then it was malpractice because they gave him a medicine that caused this reaction, and it was too late. Your dad
did not want to linger or go on and become a burden. He never wanted to be that way. And I think that he was, what I feel is that when this came up, it's as if there was already something that was going to happen, and that he was going to go that route, and that was going to be a longer, slow, enduring issue. And I feel like this was more of just kind of wanted to not be a burden to everybody, and he would have rather it been more simple or easy for everyone, so that it wouldn't have been this like dragged out process, because I don't feel like he wanted to be bedridden or struggle in that way. He showed me a bat. Why am I seeing a bat? Do you have a bat that belongs to your father?
You know, the only thing I could think of is he loved like video games, and he loved all that kind of stuff. We don't have a bat, but
he showed me a bat that almost looks like a wooden bat. So for me, it's either a bat or baseball. So there's either a bat or a baseball.
Oh, but he loved the Astros.
Okay. Do you know if okay, thank you. It's gonna sound weird. Did your dad ever get a chance to actually hit a first? Like, you know how sometimes people will get a chance to like hit the first like ball or whatever. Do you know if he ever had an opportunity to do something like that?
No. Okay. I took him to a game once, and he loved it. So.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Either I think that's. There's something more to that, and I'm not catching it. Because he's showing me a bat, which would be baseball. And even though you took him to an Astros game, there's something else to it that I feel like I'm not catching it. I'm going to say there's a bat that you don't know about. And this may not be a full-blown bat. This might be like a little like bat thing, but he's showing me a bat. So I'm going to say there is a bat, but it's like, I don't know if this is like a real bat or a play bat. There's something about a bat with him. So I would say there's a connection to dad with a bat. So I'm going to leave it at that because he's sticking with it.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself. Get her ass to go to the doctor.
So much. I'm going to show this whole conversation to my mom.
Yes.
I think this is really going to help.
He's not having it. So, all right, honey.
And I love you so much, Ferny. You're just this light and joy for everybody. And I know everyone's feeling the same way. You just are a blessing. And I just want to tell you how much you mean to us. So
thank you
for doing what you do.
Thank you. I feel honored and privileged.
And congratulations to your sister.
Thank you.
She's getting married.
Yes, like 3 weeks from now. Yeah. So we're like, okay. So we're just trying to get to the wedding.
And I'm praying for your mom too.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Hoping she's doing better.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see tomorrow. We have to find out some news tomorrow, so we'll see how that's gonna go. All right, Mama.
Bye. Bye. Take care.
All right, going around here. Going over here. Don't worry, guys. I didn't forget you. I didn't forget y'all over here. So let me go over here. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
So last year I was like going through this whole healing period and kind of brooding a lot. But now this year I'm a lot more motivated.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to move to California by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I just needed to finish some stuff up here first. So I wanted to see how that was going to go for me.
Yeah, I do see you going to California, but I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a complicated move. I'm not seeing you settling in until February or March of next year. So be prepared. It might take a little longer than you expected, but you'll begin the process by September or October, which means you'll start looking at places, trying to work out your like arrangements, but then it may not happen until like January or February of next year.
Okay. Oh, you're kind of cutting off a little bit.
Oh, yeah. What did you miss?
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. And then, sorry, I'm at the dog.
No, you're fine.
Also, I was kind of talking with my ex from a few years ago, and it kind of brought up a lot of old feelings that we had. And I was wondering that if I ever were to move back, would I ever even end up with him? Because I think I did really like him.
Yeah, I think y'all are just two different people at this point. But I feel that was more for closure. It wasn't so much because there's like something. Here's the thing. I feel like you're changing a lot, and I think that you're going to continue to change. And in a year from now, something like that, going back to that kind of relationship, probably wouldn't be fulfilling for you. But I also feel like by the end of next year, by the end of 2023, you're actually going to be in another serious relationship. So.
Okay.
Yeah, the person's name is. R-U-E, almost sounds like a Ruben. Ruben or Robert. It's got to sound like that.
With the R?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you've met him yet.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like anyone I've met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, my dog. I wanted to check on my dog because she has like stomach problems sometimes, and I am been trying to figure out. Changed her food, water, like all kinds of things, and she's just keeps having diarrhea. And it's not
I actually think she's lactose intolerant.
I give her the pup cups.
So you're probably giving her something. She's like, yeah, I think she's lactose intolerant. So her digestive system may not have the easiest time with anything that has dairy in it.
Oh, I see. Okay, maybe I can.
Yeah, so you're probably causing the diarrhea. Yeah.
I've been trying to like buy so many different kinds of food, and like even buy an expensive one.
Yeah.
Just couldn't figure it out.
No, if you look at the ingredients, and if it has any trace of dairy or dairy products, even like I know what is it like I forgot what they put in like shakes, but anything that's dairy related, I think it's going to throw the system out of whack because I think that they have a weakened pancreas. So I feel like their digestive system just doesn't have all of the necessary digestive enzymes. So that's why I think it's happening with that.
Okay.
All right, Mom.
And,
you better hurry because they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. They're saying, "What's she talking for?"
Thank you.
All right, Mama.
All right.
You take care. You're welcome, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's go over here. Let's see. Let's go this way. So come this way, Ferny. Come this way. Here we go. Let's go here. Let's see. Oh. Like put this too low and like it's like more of a permanent. I'm like trying to like this so I can like be in the picture. Hello.
Good. Sorry, I don't
sweetheart,
like
how
to
you
my
doing?
face.
Nah,
About
you're
my
fine.
dad.
You're fine. What do you want to ask me about?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to connect with him? It's interesting because I'm almost seeing two father figures. Do you have another father figure, or did you have more
No.
than one father figure in your life like that? Like a father and a
stepfather,
stepfather,
yeah.
or a father and a father-in-law? Okay.
Yes.
Is your stepfather still alive? Okay. So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm kind of getting. Do you not have the easiest relationship with your stepfather? Okay, because your dad is aware of the relationship you have with your stepfather, so he's kind of bringing that up. Thank you. He's almost acknowledging like having it out a little bit with your mom over this, or just having some issues with her too because of the stepfather. Do you understand that? You wish she would believe you, or wish she would believe what you have to say about him?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Meaning, like some things you notice about him that she just doesn't see, or she just doesn't realize.
Definitely.
Okay. Just that way, because your dad knows, so he's just like letting me know about the situation. Okay, your dad is acknowledging. Thank you. He's showing me the number 16. Do you know if the 16th of a month is significant, or January the 6th is connected?
No, the 16th, yeah, but not January.
No. So it either is the 16th or January the 6th. So the 16th, yeah. So if you have the connection to the 16th, that's probably what he's acknowledging. Your dad is covering his mouth. Whenever I see that usually means didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or there was some things he didn't share after before his passing. Were you not there when he passed? Okay, so this is going to go into a little bit more complex situation. I feel, thank you. Here's the thing with your dad, because he is acknowledging not having that opportunity to say goodbye. So I'm assuming that's what he was talking about with you weren't there when he passed. He is showing me a circle around him. The thing about it is, even though you're saying he's murdered, I almost feel like he may have actually been around people that he knew. Do y'all know if
Wow.
he was with friends or people that
Yeah.
he knew when he was killed? Okay, because he's acknowledging that. He almost feels a little betrayed. Do you know if people suspect that the people that did this may actually be connected to the friends or
Yeah, he
people
was
he knew?
betrayed by his friends.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that. He also says it was the stupidest thing, and it was actually a misunderstanding. So he makes me feel like this was more about a misunderstanding. It was like a stupid reason because he's acknowledging that. Do you know if there's a reference to the name Polo or Polo or
I
Rolo?
mean, a
Something
friend that
name?
passed, his name is Pablo. No.
Is that a friend of your dad's? No. I want to say this is, well, the name that I'm getting, unless that person was also murdered or passed in similar way, I'm not thinking that's it. I'm thinking this is like a Polo or Rolo, like
Yeah,
Rolando,
Rolando,
like
that's my
Rolo
brother.
or Polo. Okay, so he's probably acknowledging your brother, and he's wanting to make sure that he brings up your brother. Do you know if your brother's also been making a few
Yeah.
mistakes with the people he's associated with? Okay, he's wanting your brother to be careful because he doesn't want your brother to turn into another version of him. So he's almost wanting your brother to be very careful, and not to be so trusting or not to assume that people have your best interests at heart because he might be making similar mistakes now in his life. So he's almost getting on him about it. He's showing me 2 tattoos. You know if there
I
are 2
wouldn't
tattoos
know.
connected to your dad? Okay, he showed me 2 tattoos. So either he had 2 tattoos of y'all, or you have, or one of y'all has 2 tattoos of him because he showed me 2 tattoos. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps it. Thank you. Before your dad passed, had you not been talking to him as
I
much,
was
like the 2
5,
years up
and
to
I
his
think I
passing?
saw him like a few months before that.
Okay, because he's acknowledging 2 before his passing. So if you didn't see him, I thought he was talking about 2 years, but if it was 2 months, then that may be what he's talking about. But he's talking about 2 before his passing. So he's just acknowledging not having seen him or not having connected with him 2 before his passing. He also, thank you. He did show up in your dream. So he did try to show up in your dream just to say he was okay or just to let you know he was all right. You might have misunderstood him and thought that he was confused in the dream. He wasn't confused. I think he was trying to let you
I
know he was
really,
okay.
really appreciate it. It's been so many years, and just the only one thing. Sorry, I'm nervous.
Mhm.
Did he suffer a lot?
He makes me feel like this was like 2 things that happened to him. So, but he says that with the first thing that happened, he was out. So I'm going to say no, because he's making me feel like once the first thing hit, or once the first thing got him, it was it. And then that was it. But then there was a second effect on his body. So, but by the first effect or the first trigger, that's when I feel like that was it. He was
Okay.
gone. He's pointing to his neck and his head. Do you know if his
Yes.
neck or his head was affected? Yeah. After that, that was it. He was out. So he did not. I don't believe he suffered because he's not making me
I
feel that way.
really, really appreciate it. One last thing.
Okay.
What about
Hmm?
my friend? Yeah, he passed 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll make it short because I want to give everybody else a chance, and I did bring you your father. So with your friend, he has shown me May, so May or the 5th of a month may be significant. He also keeps talking about a
Yes.
brother. Did your friend have a brother?
Yes.
Okay. His brother's still alive though, right? Do you know if they have had a baby since
Yes.
his passing, or there's a new baby in the family? Okay, he's just acknowledging that. So he wants to pass it on to
Wow.
the brother
Thank you
that he
so
knows.
much.
All right, Mom. You're welcome,
Thank you so
sweetheart. Will
much.
you take care of
Bye.
yourself, okay? You're welcome, darling. Bye-bye. All right, going over here. Hey guys on YouTube and stuff. I don't know why it keeps like dropping the connection. I don't know what that's about. So I don't know what's going on there. So please forgive me for that because I don't know what that's about. But I'm going over here because I want to see if I can answer a couple of your questions over here before I jump back over to video over here. Viwi, if I'm saying it incorrectly, please excuse me. Viwi, Miss Indwana. Any jobs or business opportunities soon? You might get into, I wouldn't say job, but I do feel like you might try to get into, and I think this is by summertime, into something that has more to do with like apparel or clothes. So there might be like something like that that you try to get into in the summertime. It's not a bad idea. I just don't feel like you properly planned it out. And it's almost this idea of like, oh, I'm just going to start doing this and it's going to do well. No, this is not how business works. You need to properly strategize your business before you decide to kind of go further into any business opportunities that you want to create. So that's one area to be aware of. But yeah, that's like in the summertime that you'll try to do something like that. Job, I don't see any job changes for you. There is a position change with the job or a switch in position or role, but that's not till the end of the year. So that may not be until like around October or November. Okay, let me go over here. Let's go back to let's go here. Hello, Red Dog.
Hey,
Hi, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, sweetheart. I'm good. What do you want to ask me about?
I have questions about my son.
Mm-hmm.
Is he in communication? Does he have any messages for me?
Sure, with your son. So let me zoom into your son. It's interesting because there's another male with your son, so there's almost like two males that are like on the same age range or in the same level. With your son, the thing he's doing this, so he's like making this gesture for me. Question: do you know if there was any effect on your son's I guess you could say mental state or physical state that was ingested or something that got into his system?
We believe so.
Okay. I kind of feel like I do feel an intentional vibe to this. Do y'all suspect that he either might have taken his own life or he did this on purpose?
It has been ruled a suicide, but
Okay.
we believe he was.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't feel like he was trying to take his life, but I do feel like he ingested or he took this. So my feeling is that he did take the action to take this, but I don't feel like the intention was to take his own life. I feel like this might have been like an accidental suicide or an accidental overdose or something like that. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. There's another male with him. So either he has a friend who either went the same way or another person on the same level connected to y'all that may have had the same situation happen to them as well. Your son uses birds and feathers to connect with you. So you might have experiences with birds or feathers. So to look out for those. He also says he messes with the TV or with the computer screen. So if you have it kind of changing channels or doing something funny like that, that's going to be a sign from him, letting you know that he's around y'all. Okay. He's also shown me the second as well. Do you know if February or the second of a month is connected?
His dad's birthday.
Okay, so he's probably trying to wish his dad's birthday since it's coming up. So he's making reference to that. He's also showing me thank you. He's also shown me the 30th or the 31st. Do you know the 31st is also connected?
No.
Okay, so he showed me 31. So I'm assuming he's talking about the 31st. It's either the 31st or March 1st. Do you know there's a connection to March 1st?
First. No, his dad's birthday is the 28th.
No. This would be a separate date. So he talked about the dad's date with the second, the February, but then there's another date that's connected somehow. Either it's the 31st of a month as being significant, or it's March 1st that's connected. But I'll leave that with you because you might have to think about it. Is there a Denise or a Deborah or a Dan? That could be Danny. Is there a Denise or Denny or short D name connected?
That would be me. I'm Dawn.
Oh, you're Dawn. Okay. So he's acknowledging your name. It's interesting. There's a female with him. So he's got a female figure with him. I almost want to say it's like a mother figure. Is your mom still here?
No, she's not.
Okay. I'm thinking this is your mom. So I'm thinking that he's trying to let you know that your mom is there or that he's with your mom. And that's his way of acknowledging that. He also, thank you. He's showing me a cross. Do y'all have a cross that y'all associate with him?
Yes.
Okay. He's acknowledging that. Do you also have his bedding or something being made that has to do with his bedding or with fabric?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
He knows about that as well. He also says he tried to apologize to you or to try to clue you into what was going on, that he was okay. You might have actually started to have a dream and then woke up thinking that you were actually experiencing it and it was in your waking state. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay. You would have thought you were hearing him talking, but it's not like you saw him. It was like you were hearing him in your head in a dream, but then you woke up thinking that he was actually speaking, even though he wasn't in the room. Okay. He's okay, sweetheart. He's with you. He's showing me balloons. Were y'all planning on releasing balloons for him? Are we? Yeah. Did y'all release balloons for him?
We did at Thanksgiving.
That's it. He knows that y'all released balloons for him. He knows, sweetheart. He knows. All right, my dear. I am wishing you all the love. Yeah,
and my birthday was January 14th. So those were both really hard on us.
Yeah. No, he's around you. He's okay. He's not, I feel like he kind of makes me feel like, ugh, like, I can't believe I did this, because that's the way he makes me feel, like, damn, like, you know, like I didn't, that's just not what the intention was, but it does feel like just he did this to himself. So he is making me feel like he is responsible for the action that he took to cause his own passing, but it feels to me like this was, and not intentional, this was like an accidental, but it was still, I would consider it to be suicide, but that's why they would have ruled it that.
They ruled it a suicide because of the gunshot.
Yeah. He's putting whatever he took in his mouth, whatever he was under, the substances, is what messed him up. Because whatever, even if this was a gunshot, I feel like he was on something, or he took something that triggered this to start to spiral.
Yeah. That's what we believe.
Yeah. So that's why he's making me feel like it wasn't like I'm going to go out and kill myself this day. It's more like I'm taking something, I'm going nuts, I feel completely off my rocker, and then I take this action.
And that was what the witness reported him as, like, just chaotic.
Yeah.
Kind.
Yeah, it almost feels like, yeah, it would be like a bad trip. It would be a bad trip. And it was because of the substances he took, because I feel like either it wasn't the best quality or it was a bad mix. All right.
My guilt is, I know I couldn't have prevented this, but was I a bad mom? Because I didn't know.
You know, he could be a little sarcastic.
Yeah.
Okay, because he says you were a pain in the ass, but you weren't a bad mother. So he's letting you know. He says you were a pain in the ass, but you weren't a bad mother. He says you love me. That's what mattered. So I don't think that he blames you and doesn't feel like you're responsible.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. He's with your mom, so know that he's okay. He's with other loved ones, and that he's okay.
Okay, good.
All right,
thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
I will. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, going over here. Okay, Suzanne Culver, I'm super scared, have to go specialist regarding possible cancer. I completely understand the fear. Actually, tomorrow we're finding out if my mom has cancer or not, because she had to go in for tests with the specialist. And people already know, people who follow me know that I've been freaked out, because for the last year I've been having all these dreams of her, and I've been like worried and freaked out. I even went through the process of getting all her arrangements done just in case something happened. We were caught off guard. And so a bunch of stuff has happened in the last few months, especially the last 2 months, and I'm just like, y'all are gonna drive me insane. But all of our relatives keep visiting her in dreams, and like they're like, we're putting a party together, you're invited to our party, and I'm just like, y'all need to stop with this. Like, if y'all are gonna do this, then y'all need to make it clear. Stop with this, stop with the nonsense. And so we'll find out tomorrow what's gonna happen. So hopefully it's something that she can, doesn't look good, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I understand your stress and anxiety, because I get it. And by the way, y'all, if I do hear bad news tomorrow, I try to do these on Wednesdays and Fridays. If I hear bad news, I may not be in the best of mindset to be able to do this on Friday. So just so y'all know, but I'll let y'all know just in case, so that way y'all are like forewarned. Okay, Suzanne, but back to you, Mama. I feel like this is two separate issues in one. And I feel like some of what they may see with the tests might indicate a tendency for the system to go in that direction, but I almost feel like you might be able to catch this early enough where it hasn't gotten there yet. So it's almost like, for example, if you were to think of like cancer, and remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm only telling you what I feel. If I were going to say cancer is 100%, I feel like you're at like a 50 or 60%. So it's not there yet, but it could become that if left unchecked. But I almost feel like you might be catching it early enough that you could probably get it treated or get it worked through, so that you can get that going. Second thing is, there's an additional issue that they may see, something like polyps or something else that may be on top of it that you might also have to deal with as well. So there's two separate issues. I feel whatever this is, it does feel treatable. You just have to move quickly enough, which I feel like you're doing. Okay. Let's go over here.
Hello.
Hello.
How are,
Hi, sweetheart.
good. How
How
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm shocked.
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm here. I'm here. Your signal's kind of going in and out, so hopefully we can get it. We
Okay.
can clear it up. What do you want to
I
ask me
wanted to
about?
ask you, is there any word from my father-in-law, Michael, or my grandmother, Mary?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, was your grandfather a smoker?
My grandfather?
I mean, sorry, grandfather. Your father-in-law. Was he a smoker?
No.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. I'm smelling smoke, so I want to start with the smoker first. I've got someone, it's a male, they were a smoker, they may have even had cancer or lung cancer. So do y'all know of a male who was a smoker who had cancer or lung cancer?
Not a male. Not a male.
There might be a name connected to the person that's similar to like Jesse. So Jesse or Jesus or Jesus, but it's got a name like that. Do you know of a male who had cancer, was a smoker, and there's a Jess sounding name connected to them?
No.
It's okay. Here's what I'm going to say. There's someone who's there, who's passed, fits all of this. Like ideally, when you figure it out, the person that you know that is connected to this person needs to know that this person's okay. Because I kind of feel like they just wanted to say hi to whoever this is. Again, they were a smoker. There was a cancer connection. There's also a Jesse or just sounding name that might be referenced or associated with this person. And they're somehow tied to you or connected to you. So just to pass on the message when you
Okay.
figure out who that is. Okay. All right. With your father-in-law, do you know there's a reference to the 12th or the month of December?
Um,
So the 12th of a month or the month of December may be significant, whether it be a birthday, anniversary date, death date, or a date of significance.
no.
Okay, so the 12th of a month is connected or the month of December is connected because he's making reference to that. Thank you. Do you know if he heard some news about his condition or there was a diagnosis in like December or the month of December before he passed?
Now, he had lung issues,
Ooh.
but no.
Oh,
Yeah, I
can
can hear him
you hear
fine.
me? Okay.
No,
Let me see.
he had lung issues, but not from
Oh,
smoking. So,
he had lung issues, but not from smoking?
yes, he had sarcoidosis.
Okay. Sarcoidosis,
Sarcoidosis
what's
is
that?
a lung condition. There's like thick lining in your lungs and scars up, like you have trouble breathing. Um, he was on breathing treatment,
Mm-hmm.
but
Question, do you know if he worked around refineries or factories where there was a lot of pollutants in the air?
yes, yes,
Okay. Okay, so because I kind of need to go back to this because some of this might still be connected to him, and we're totally
okay.
thinking that it's not connected to him. So with him, so he did have lung issues, right?
Yep, he did.
Okay. And the condition that he had with his lungs, do you equate it to something similar to like lung cancer, where the lungs are just basically just like being completely taken over or overrun by these issues? Okay. And he did work around factories or refineries or these like
Yeah,
inhalants in when he was
yes.
working, correct? Okay. Do you also know? Okay. Do you also know if the other thing that I mentioned? That's okay. I'll leave it there. Do you also know if the 21st of a month is connected, or the month of December, or the 12th is connected in some way?
His
Oh,
birthday. No, I can't think of anything.
Okay, that's okay. The 21st, the 12th, that's okay. You'll figure it out when you go to the recording. The 21st, the 12th, or the month of December is significant because he's making reference to that. Only 2 children. Do you know there's 2 babies that were miscarried, lost, or terminated, or 2 babies born since his passing?
Not born since his passing, but his grandkids. We have a girl and a boy. Our kids. They were.
Okay, so you have 2. Do you know if there are also 2 children that were miscarried, lost, or terminated that are connected to the family or to you?
No.
Hello?
No. Can you hear me?
Oh, hello. Okay, so oh shoot. Okay, all right, all right. I'm gonna try and see if I can get you back on here. I'm gonna look for you again. So I'm gonna get you back on here. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna come back, Mama. So I'm gonna come back to you because I'm gonna try you again. If you're on Wi-Fi, get off of Wi-Fi and go into like the what is it? Go to like the network, the cell network, and see if that switches makes a difference. And I'm gonna come back to you. So let me see. Hello. Hi.
Hello. I'm good,
Hi,
and you?
sweetheart. How you doing? Awesome. What do you
So
want to ask
last
me about?
time I went live with you, you mentioned my ex, but I wasn't ready to hear what he had to say, but I was wondering, did you have any messages from him? Yes.
Ex passed? Yeah, got it. Do you know if he wasn't a mentally well person or he was like not
No,
okay
he wasn't.
upstairs? Do you know if he should have been on
Yeah.
medication? Okay. Do you also know if he sometimes had a substance abuse issue that he didn't always disclose or tell people about?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you also know if he had a tendency of stealing or he sometimes would take money?
No, not really.
Okay. What I'm seeing is I'm almost seeing someone whenever they get in trouble and then they end up having like either a background that has some of that in it or no. Do you know if he actually had stolen when he was a kid or he had gotten in trouble for this and it was like in his old, like back when he was younger, it was like part of his background?
Not that I can recall.
That's okay. I'll leave that with you because he keeps talking about something to do with stealing, but it was like when he was younger, he was a kid, and there was something he got in trouble with. That might still be on his record, but he's making reference to that. Here's the thing. He had a really, really bad habit of manipulating and making you feel as if you were the issue, or as if you're the one that was expecting too much from him, or as if you wouldn't accept him, or he was never good enough for you. I was never good enough for you. I'm never good enough for you. Like that was his issue. Is like he always, instead of taking accountability or responsibility for himself, he would deflect and just make it seem as if it was people's problems and it wasn't his. The problem is this is his way he got away with a lot in his life because he had a habit of doing that with a lot of people, not just you. He knows you loved him. He knows you loved him. And he's apologizing and he's sorry because he feels that he didn't appreciate what that meant. He wasn't used to operating from a place of love. And that's where he did things, is dealing with controlling the situations and trying. It's almost like, if I can control you, you can't hurt me. And so if I mess with your head enough, you can't hurt me. And that's how he would try to deal with his life, but it wasn't getting him anywhere. So he's wanting to apologize to you for making you out to be the crazy one and for putting you through so much. He also keeps showing me the number 2. Do you know the 2nd of a month or the month of February is connected?
That's my oldest son's birthday.
Okay.
No.
But that's not his child, right? That's from a different person? Okay. Do you know if asking him if there's something that he wants to say. I feel like he needs to apologize to your son.
No.
Did he know your son? Did he know your son? Okay. No, that's not it. That's not it. It's funny because he's still apologizing, but he was sticking to the second date, the second connection. Is there another date that's significant that's connected to February or the 2nd of the month?
Not that I can recall right off.
You know what? Did he have any children? Or
No.
did he have a son? Okay, that's okay. The second of a month is connected, second of any month, or February. But there's something there because he's making reference to that. He also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. Do you know if there's a Tawny or Tony or Tazy sounding name connected?
Tansy. That is
Who's that
his
to him?
sister-in-law.
Okay. So he has a brother.
That was
A
his
sister, right? And a brother.
sister-in-law. She just recently passed away.
Okay. Oh, okay, got it. But this is true. He's just letting us know who's with him. So he's just trying to give us the name of the person that he's with for his family or connected to him. So he's just wanting to acknowledge that. He also has a baby with him in spirit that was miscarried, lost, or terminated. Do you know if the baby didn't
Yes.
make it? Okay, he's just affirming that as well. He also is acknowledging, thank you. If you ever see anything weird show up in a glass or mirror, that's him. Because he says he's tried to let you know in glass or mirror that he was around. But it was always to apologize because he says he owes you a lot. And he says that he can't really rest until he knows that you've heard his apology. So that's what he's been trying to do this whole time. He also says if you ever feel anyone touching your leg or just like messing with your legs, that's him as well because he's trying to get your attention. He won't do it again because he's not trying to scare you, but he was just trying to get you to understand that he was around you. He's just sorry for making you crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right, Mama. But you know what? You learned a lot from that relationship because you're not that easy to trust people and just to buy into their BS now. So you got a lesson from that one. So I would say that did to some extent help you out, but you need to learn to be vulnerable because you don't always let people in.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. You're welcome, sweetheart.
You too.
Well, you take care of yourself, baby girl. Bye-bye. All right. I'm going to try one more on, let's see over here, and then I'll do a couple more text versions, and then that will be my night because I'm starting to get a little bit sleepy. Not sleepy, but tired. I start to get drained after I do this like long enough. I remember I had a full day of appointments today. I've had like, 10 appointments today?
Hello.
And then this, I get tired. Hello. Hi, sweetheart.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous.
Awesome.
Just better.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I feel so lucky
Oh.
through you.
Oh, well, thank you for that. Well, what do you want to ask me about?
So I wanted to ask about I wanted to ask about my dad.
Mm-hmm.
He passed a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a tragedy.
Don't tell me. Yeah, don't tell me too much because I don't want you to feed me. Okay, so let's start with that. And then we'll work our way from there. The first thing I'm seeing. Thank you. Do you know if I'm also seeing December. Do you know if the 12th of a month or the month of December is connected?
No.
Okay, so I'm seeing the number 12. So either the 12th of a month is significant or the month of December is connected. Whenever I see a date like that or a number like that, it either means that there's a date of significance like a birthday, anniversary date, death date, or there's something connected. And it's either for him or for you, but that would be the 12th connection. So he's making reference to that. He also he showed me the 4 as well. So the 4th of a month would also be significant. Do you know if the 4th of a month or April is also connected?
April. My brother's birthday is in April.
Okay, so let's just assume that's what it means, and he's probably acknowledging your brother or wishing your brother happy birthday, but there's still also the 12th, so just remember that I said that, and it would be the 12th of any month or the month of December. Yes. He also he's kind of pushing himself away from your mom. Were he and your mom not talking at the time that this happened, or were they not together?
They were off and on. He was, yeah.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the issues with your mom or just having that feeling of disconnect or detachment there. But he also wants to apologize because he's doing this. Sometimes whenever they do this, it usually means I'm not disclosing everything or I did keep stuff from her. So do you know if he had actually been keeping some things from her or she suspected that there was more to the story?
About how he passed?
Either about how he passed or what was going on right before he passed.
I don't know what. I mean, I was only 11 years old. But
that's okay. Do you mind if you ask your mom?
I think she had like some kind of intuition.
Okay.
Just like some birds.
Because it's almost like when you're living with something or you're trying to deal with something, but you're not telling someone everything that is happening. That's how he makes me feel. It's almost like there's some things that were happening that he didn't tell her or he wasn't disclosing or keeping to himself. And that's the way it's coming across to me. So that's the way I want to describe it. He's repeating his name 3 times. Are there 3 people that carry his name?
There are 3 males, yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that he shares his name with 3 people, so he's making reference to that. He also keeps a thank you.
My brother again, and then
He's
his dad.
Yeah, he's Pat. Do you know if there's a Pat sounding name connected?
Pat.
Like a Patrick or Pat or Patty.
Patty was his ex sister-in-law.
Okay. So that would be like his brother's ex-wife?
Yes.
Okay. The brother's still alive though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if there was any trauma to his body or any physical like hit to his body?
He got electrocuted.
Okay, because I'm almost feeling like this hit to my body, like a hit, and I'm like, okay, what is this? So I'm feeling it that way. This was like a simple mistake. It was like a simple mistake. Was he not wearing the right gloves or the right?
Yeah, he took his gloves off and smoked a cigarette.
Yeah, because he's like showing me like not wearing the gloves. So he's just acknowledging that or making reference to that.
Yeah.
He also said thank you. He also, it's not something that he would have been. It's not something that he would have. He makes me feel like he's done a new thing.
Yeah.
He just feels stupid, like 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 he just didn't realize it. Do you also know if they tried to actually resuscitate him or they tried to give him a mouth to mouth?
We weren't very sure of that.
Okay.
He was electrocuted from a light post.
Okay.
He was a German lineman, so the guy that was on the pole with him that saw him getting electrocuted, he had saved his life.
Okay.
Before his own life.
Okay.
Yeah. So
because this is what he was. The reason why I was asking about the mouth to mouth thing is because what I was seeing in my head, there's this like famous picture of 2 guys on a post, and one of them is giving the other one mouth to mouth in the air, while they're trying to like bring him back to life, and that's why I was thinking of that picture. So that's why I was Tommy or Thomas or Tom. No, it's like something more. I almost feel like this might be a last name like Tomlin or Tomlin, Tommy, Thomas, Tom. There's a name like that that's connected somehow.
Tino.
Who would that be to him?
It was his ex-brother-in-law.
No, I don't think that's it. This has got to. It would have to be something like really close to him, as far as like the connection would have to be close to him. I don't think that's it.
Yeah.
No, there's a. I feel like I'm looking at like the front of a truck or the front of like, you know how sometimes you'll see a vehicle or you'll see like a jacket and it's got like a brand or a logo, and I want to apply whatever I'm hearing with that.
Yeah.
So that's how I want to apply it, if that makes any sense. So, because you might have to actually ask Mom, or you might have to think about it. But I'm seeing like this Tommy, Tomlin, Tom thing that I'm seeing with him. And then I'm seeing a logo or either on a truck or a logo on a piece of uniform or outfit. That's the way I want to describe it.
Okay.
He's okay. It happened he was out. He makes me feel like when this happened, he was out. Yeah, so it was like almost like a sudden thing that he wanted to let you know about. There is a baby that he's acknowledging. Is someone pregnant right now in the family, or has someone just had a baby?
No, I mean I'm trying to get pregnant, but I don't think I can.
Got it. If you're trying to get pregnant, he's probably letting you know there's a baby for you to keep trying.
Oh.
So keep trying.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. And by the way, on the psychic side, I do think you will get pregnant. It might take about 7.5 months.
Oh wow, man, you're awesome. Like I look up to people like you.
Oh.
Does he like my current husband? I mean, it sounds like
your current. You just like gave it away, girl. You gave it away. Yeah, it's fun. I hope your husband forgives you for this one. Yeah. He's laughing. He says the question isn't if I like your husband. The question is if your husband likes you. So he's like laughing and making a joke. Yeah, because you're the troublemaker in the family. But so he's fine with it. He's fine with it.
Do you on your psychic side? What do you see? Like, do you see me with my husband?
Yeah.
Or is there?
I'm not. Well, so here's the thing. I do think y'all will hit a couple of bumps. Obviously, I mean, every relationship goes through stuff,
Right.
but I do think that y'all may really question the future of the relationship in about 4.5 or 5 years from now. I think you can work through it and you can make it, but I also feel that there's repeating issues in the relationship that are going to come back up again, that you're going to have to get on top of. You can't fix these issues by yourselves. You have to get counseling. People always think, oh, we can just like, as long as we decide to work on it, then we're fine. I'm like, you're not doing anything to work on it. You're just like not doing anything. Like that's not working on it. So, but you can work on the relationship, but it's just going to take some time. But you might make a decision to change things in about 4 or 5 years, but that's up to y'all. That's why you can change the future.
Okay, awesome. Do you think that I have like an ability? Because sometimes I have like these really vivid dreams. They come out somehow. Some way.
Yeah, and I'll end it here because I gotta go. Because everybody's like, "What is she talking?"
Yeah,
She's like, "What's she going into her life story, Ferny?" Everybody has psychic ability. You just have more of like a woman's, what you call it, a woman's intuition, but it's more of you're feeling it, so it's more of an empathic side of things.
Okay, very well. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Amazing.
Oh, you're welcome, Mama. Will you take care of yourself?
Thank you, everyone, for allowing him to talk to me. Bye.
All right, Lola. Bye-bye. All right, let's see. Going up here, going up there. Okay, let me go over here, guys, because I don't want to forget y'all over here, and I haven't forgotten y'all. Donkey Kong. Do you see me liking my job when I start or getting overwhelmed? You'll definitely be feeling overwhelmed within the first month or so, but you'll be fine. I actually think I think you might actually end up liking the people you're going to work with, so you might stick with it for that reason. But then, like 5 minutes into it, they're going to go through a restructuring, or there's a shuffle around that may take place, and then that may actually change the dynamics. So just be prepared for that, because that may happen at like the 5 month mark of the new job. Okay. Yeah, Lindsay. So, I mean, when it comes to like working on murder cases, or working on like, you're normally like I avoid getting involved with like missing persons cases unless I'm asked by the immediate family, and I actually don't like to work on missing persons cases if it's a new case, because I don't want to get in the way of police. They have their job to do, and it's tough enough. So I kind of, they need to kind of figure out their own stuff first before I even am brought into the situation. Especially the same thing with murder. When there's like a murder situation, especially when it's like just 2 days ago, I really don't like to get involved unless I'm asked by the immediate family, or by the officers who are doing the investigation. However, the thing that comes up in my head when I saw your question, a young man close to me was murdered 2 days ago. Can you tell us anything about to help us find out who did it? The first thing that I thought about whenever I saw that was I kept thinking back to when I used to work at Starbucks, and I was a store manager for many years. And in the morning I would have to put out like the furniture. So like put it out in the front of the store. And on one day, specifically on one morning, I had an altercation with a homeless man who was just like kind of just around the area. And he wasn't all there in his head anyways. He wasn't like a very stable person, but we got into a physical altercation. And, had I not been able to defend myself in some way, I did get my ass beat. It's on video. We have the security footage of me, like, he's like kicking me in the head and he's like doing this, and it's like, get your ass beat. But I keep thinking of that. So there might be something to the situation with him where he was an unstable person that was either homeless, or there might have been someone, either there's someone that's like a homeless person in the area that knows or may share some details, or it may have something to do with someone who is not necessarily from the area, but they may not technically have a home, but they may be in that area, or they kind of frequent that area in a way. Okay, so just remember that I said that, because that might be relevant. But that's what I was seeing. As soon as I saw your question, that's what I kept thinking back to, is when I got my ass beat by a homeless man. So just FYI with that. Okay. I think that is, let me go over here real quick. I'm going to answer one more on Instagrams to make sure I get. Stephanie0509, hey Ferny, have I already met my next and hopefully last life partner? Do you see marriage? Actually, this could very well be possible. I'm not 100% there yet, confident that this is it, but I'm about 75%. That's what I would say. If you can keep this going for another 2 or 3 months, then I would say that definitely goes up to like 90%. So, but the next 3 months or so are going to determine whether this is going to work or not. The issues may not be y'all, the person that you're dealing with. It may just be the family. I think the issues may come down to the family and whether the family's going to be able to either accept or to get on board. So just be prepared for that because that may be an obstacle you weren't anticipating. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for thank you so much, Angel. Was Wilson Carza, will I ever remarry? Yes, you will remarry. However, it may not be in the way that you would expect, and it might take another 2.5, 3 years before you meet the person you may end up marrying. The first name starts with a T, like TR, like Trey, Travis. It's like I'm assuming you're straight, so it's like a Trav sounding name. If you're not straight, apply that to a female's name. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all. I will see y'all I will see you Friday. If I hear bad news tomorrow about my mom, I will not be here probably on Friday, but I'm gonna try if everything goes well. Okay. Love you all.